Take two. Okay, welcome to Meadow Sweet Farm. My name's Bonnie, and what's today? Today, let's see, Valentine's Day was the 14th, Friday, Saturday. Today's the 17th of February, 2025. And I am sitting here with my cup of tea, and I'm in my big giant robe that has paint all over it. This is really warm because it is freezing cold outside and it's snowing and it's a blizzard. And this morning there was not 1 ounce of snow anywhere. It was raining like cats and dogs all night long. Can you tell I'm a little British? We talk about the weather, of course. Well, my grandfather came from Manchester, England, so. Anyway, it's now a whiteout. Rather than fight it, I'm gonna join it, I'm gonna stay cozy, and I am gonna finish making my bag from this book, and it's backwards. I don't know why. I love all the quilts in here, but let me find the bag. The bag. So here's the bag. There you go. Let's see. That doesn't show it very good, but that one does. I love this bag. So I kind of held off doing it only because let me find the thing again. I was a little concerned. So here's the directions, and I was a little concerned about what should I do with the center square. I do have another color, but it doesn't, it's more this brown, and what I'm using is more of a plum, and it just doesn't look right. So I kind of was worried about that. And then the other thing I was worried about was the lining. I wanted to find some nice lining, and I think what I'm gonna do is the same color. So I'm gonna use the white square in here, and then for the lining, I'm just gonna use that. Because if I use the white, it'll get dirty. Knowing me, it'll get dirty. So, so that's what I'm gonna do today. So I'll take you along as, I'm trying to look up there. I'll take you along as I start doing my sewing. And I'm using my, this is Claire the Crank. I gotta readjust you again. Sorry for the hand. So that's what I'm gonna do, but before I do that, I wanted to share with you, my daughter makes really good dinners. Every time you go over there, she has this really incredible recipe. So she gets a lot of her recipes from this Half-Baked Harvest, right, Samantha? So, and it's by Tigan Gerard, I think is her last name. Oh my gosh, these recipes are so good. So I got this one, and Samantha cooks, wait till you see what I did. Samantha cooks out of this one a lot. Doesn't that look good? Yum. So I got this one, and I went through them and I was like, oh my gosh, these recipes are so good. Then I got this one. I love books. I am a bookaholic. I love books. I love them. So I got this one. And cookbooks, oh my gosh. So I got this one. she only has 4. So I figured, what the heck? So I got them all. I haven't looked through these 2 because they just came yesterday. Mr. UPS dropped these off yesterday. But I have looked through these 2, and this one is tried and true because Samantha has made me a lot of delicious meals from this one. So I'm gonna try to share with you some recipes from this cookbook, or these cookbooks. But I wanted to talk to you about the cookbook that I shared with you on the last episode. So let me turn this off and get it so I can show you. Hold on. Okay. So last episode, I shared this cookbook. And I'm not looking in the right place, I'm sorry. And I said I was gonna try to make some of the stuff that's in here. Now, some of the things I think I can make. But I have to look up words and measurements because they're not what we're used to measuring and using. So here, this one. To make a cake without butter, beat 8 eggs, half an hour, have ready pounded and sifted a pound of loaf sugar. I don't know what loaf sugar is. I think it's just regular sugar. Shake it in and beat it half an hour more. Put into a 1/4 of a pound of sweet almonds, beat fine with orange flower water. Grate the rind of a lemon into almonds and squeeze in the juice of a lemon. Mix them all together. Keep beating them till the oven is ready. And just before you set it in, put to it 3/4 of a pound of warm dried flour. Rub your hoop with butter, and half an hour will bake it. I think I can do that one, but some of them, they're just crazy. So I cheated. So what I did, and I'll show you, I did make a cake, but it's box cake. And I want to tell you something about the box cakes. So I made the cake 2 days ago, and I should have used the paper in my baking tins, but I didn't. And I didn't have any spray stuff, which I really don't like to use the spray stuff. So it came out nice, but when I tested the batter, I used, the recipe called for vegetable oil. And so I used like a canola oil. That's all I had other than olive oil, and I didn't think I should use that. So when I tested the batter, it almost tasted kind of plasticky. It was an orange cake mix. So I baked it, and then I used I made cream cheese icing, and it turned out good. But for the first day, it had that weird kind of tasted like plastic. So I talked to Samantha about it, and she said it was the vegetable oil, and it was probably the canola that made it taste funny. She said I probably should have used like shortening, or I don't like, what do you substitute that with so it doesn't taste like that? So anyway, so I cheated. I did make a cake, and I'm gonna share a little bit with you, but it isn't the cake from that recipe, but I am gonna try to do one of those. Let's see if there's anything else other than that. And I am still working on the full hap, and you have to do 2 triangles. One is an increase and then the other's a decrease, and then it makes a square. So it's like over 200 stitches. I'm not quite there yet. I think I have like 140. So I've got like 50 more stitches to go, and then I can start decreasing. But yeah, this is where I am at this point. So the fabric is pretty. I like it. So that is that. Now let me show you where I am so far with my with the bag. So I have this strip done. So you do 2 of these strips, and then you reverse in the center. It's the quarter triangle on either side and then a plain in the middle. So I've got this one completely done, and I just have to iron this. I might switch my iron. I'm using this little iron, but I think it might be too bulky. I think you can see it on my table. It's a little bulky. I'm not real crazy about it. I have a smaller one. I might just run upstairs and get that one. So, yeah, so I will share with you just a little bit. I don't really have a whole lot. I've been busy at work, but I will take you along as far as I can go. Let's see, what time is it? I think it's 2 something. And we'll see how far I get with finishing this up. What I do have to do is the front and the back, and then I've got to quilt it. So I'll probably just get that done today. But I'll take you along. Okay, I'll readjust my camera, and away we go. See you in a bit. Future me. Today is March 1st, and I am still not done with this bag. I'm going to drink some tea. So, this has caused me so many problems. I was not thinking, I wasn't looking at the page or the directions and the pictures, and I kept putting these triangles here, up against here. So it didn't look like the star. So I kind of have been working out problems as I've been going along, but I can't tell you how many times I've taken these apart. I had them completely put together, and as you saw the image, it was a mess. It wasn't right. So I took them all apart and started re-sewing them, and every time I would sew them, I just had this mental block where rather than putting the white triangles here, I was putting the burgundy triangles. So so as you can see, I just have to add a couple more, the other strip on the bottom, but as you can see, the burgundy triangles should all be up against that center square. And I was doing it the opposite way, so you weren't getting the image of the star. So I finally got it right, but let me see if this is the one, yeah. But I'm gonna rip this out because those points don't match. So I had this filmed, as you can see, I think it was, oh, what day was it? February 18th. So I've had the video sitting here, and every week I would start working on this, and I just kept making one mistake after another. So I finally got it right, and in the meantime, last week, our beloved Joann Fabrics is going out of business, and they're liquidating everything. And I was really reluctant about going to Joann's, just because I really don't need anything. But the one thing that I thought I'm gonna take advantage of is the Ginger scissors, and I do need a pair of dressmaker scissors. So I will go, I might go tomorrow, but I did go last weekend, and I'm holding up. So the other thing that I was fighting myself with was what color lining. And I went in my basement and I tried to see if I could find something that would match this. And I just couldn't find it. And I thought, well, I'll just go to Joann's and see what I can find. And I think that looks really pretty together. So this is gonna be the lining. And it did give me time. So I have to learn to be patient and not be so hard on myself. So I did, Kate from the last Homely House, I love how she does her wide, large, very noticeable quilting stitches. Unlike, you know, she breaks the tradition of the teeny weeny tiny quilting stitches that we've all grown up to, you know, aspire to. So she uses, and this is Aurifil. I did check on her Facebook page, I asked. This is Aurifil, and I think this is number 12, I think. But I wasn't sure which colors, so maybe I should take off the paper. But her stitches are large, and I should have enough. Okay, so it's this color, or this color. And it's so hard to tell. They didn't have this at Joann's, but it's either these two colors. And I think I'm gonna go with this one. So you can see either one would be nice. Maybe it is this, the darker maroon. Now that I hold it up against that. But like I said, either one would be nice. I think I'm gonna go with the darker maroon. So that is what I'm working on. I'm gonna finish this today. So hopefully I'll get this done, and what I film here now, I'm gonna pop on to what's already existing in my recording, and I'll publish this later on today. And I edited everything else. I'm gonna add this and then I'll finish up. But the other thing that I was working on was this little rug hooking. I'm not real, well, I mean, don't we all just show all the mistakes? But this is a beehive, and I've got to tack down the sides, and but isn't that cute? Let's see if you can see it. But there's one little spot that's crooked, but I think once I pull all this in, and once I finish this, then I'll probably try to do a video next week and show you all the finished things that I'm doing. But this is going to go into a grapevine wreath. So it'll be the grapevine wreath, and then this will go in the center. And then I might put a couple other little doodads in it. So this will be my little summer wreath this year on my front door. So I'm making progress. It just takes time. So, but that's the beauty of making things, is that, you know, if you want to do it in a super fast hurry, then you don't allow yourself the choices that you can make, and just taking your time and figuring things out and making decisions that you're going to end up liking. The fabric that I chose for this, I got this online, and it is hand dyed, and I like it, but I really think that a cotton, I had to starch this, and this center was really hard. It's really hard to work with. It's just too flimsy. Even when I starched it, it's just really hard to match everything up. And even you know, with your seams and everything, sewing them down or pressing them down, it's just not the best fabric to use. It's more of an open woven fabric rather than like a quilting cotton. So I do have more of this, and I'm gonna make one of these for Jacqueline, my daughter, and then I'll make myself one. But when I make any more of these in the future, I am definitely gonna use quilting cotton. So, and I certainly have a basement full of quilting cotton that I can use. So these are things that I'm trying to finish up, and I thought I would have everything done for you a couple weeks ago. But like I said, I wasn't really happy with the lining that I was gonna use, and I love this fabric. I think it's really, really gonna be nice. It's gonna make for a really nice bag. So, okay guys, well, I will try to pop on next week with finished things, with a finished wreath and a finished bag, and I will share all my goodies with you. So take care, everybody. Bye for now.